Steve Million, Sarah Marie Young. Thanks, guys. Yeah, sure, because then you got a mic. By the way, before we get started real quick, sounds great in here, right? Thanks Sam Fishkin back there. He's running our sound. Unbelievable. One of the finest in the city. And we do have an ongoing online stream, so we've got folks viewing at home, which we'd love to have you here. Of course, we couldn't do this without you present, but if you ever can't be here but want to take part, you can stream online at home. And Harvey Moshman is back there running our video. So for those folks at home who are clapping right now at home because they like what they see from Harvey. Okay. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we have this great relationship with WDCB, and these shows get recorded and then broadcast later on Chicago Jazz Live. This evening, I am so excited to have my dear friend Steve Million and Sarah Marie Young with JazzWords, a project of Steve's that, Steve, tell me a little bit about, well, how long ago did you start this project?
When I was 12.
So just a couple years ago.
No, I honestly, I always wanted to write lyrics to songs, and then I got into jazz, and some of the music didn't seem like it was possible to write lyrics to some of the songs that I write, and, which is true. But I was always just loving, I grew up listening to Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan and all, Jimi Hendrix, and all just so much. There was just a wealth of great lyrics. And then I got into the American Songbook, and there again, wealth of great lyrics. So it was just a goal of mine to eventually do this. And I was working with Sarah one night, and I mentioned this, and she goes, "Well, why don't I come over and we'll just work on some songs?"
I love that.
And that's how it happened.
So it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as a consumer of this now, this evening, which has been absolutely delightful, it sounds to me like these are instrumental pieces initially, yes? Am I correct about that?
Yes, most of them. Now that I've kind of gotten into this, there's a song we're going to play in the next set that actually kind of came with the words.
Oh,
right?
nice.
So it's starting to happen that way, but mostly I plug words into songs I've already written.
Oh, got it. Because I know with a lot of songwriters, those are the questions that always come up. What do you start with? The chords or the melody or the words? But it sounds to me, especially when you were talking about your process about writing lyrics to your songs, sounds like you were already writing music, and there's a longer history of you writing music than writing lyrics. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, but I have notes of myself in high school trying to write lyrics to songs, and I remember, in fact, I joked on the last gig we had that I was supposed to do a talent show in my high school with this girl, and she was going to sing my songs. I had written these songs, and it got canceled, and I got furious with the guy who canceled it. So furious, in fact, I got expelled from school for a week.
That level of furious.
So this is my coming back and doing it right. So
we are not going to cancel. We are not going to cancel the second set. Believe me, we are not going to get. But that brings me to you, my friend Sarah. These pieces they sound to me like instrumental pieces, beautiful melodies, but not easy melodies.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes, they're challenging.
Yeah. So what's that process like, learning these?
Well, Steve is very generous with his time. So when we first were putting this together, it was definitely like, okay, well, I am going to shed this at home, but I also would like to get together with you and just play through them, as much preparation as I can get. And even then, if we haven't played them for a while, got to brush back up on it. And, just when I think it's in there, chances are it's not there anymore. So I got to get a refresher.
Yeah. They're hard. They're hard songs. I mean, beautiful and completely listenable, but clearly difficult. I mean, it's really you can tell that it's and it doesn't sound like it's an effort coming from the musicians. You can just hear that these are intricate melodies. And in fact, on a scalar level, are you drawing from I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but culturally other places? Or, I mean, some of this stuff sounds like this, not like standard Western music stuff. Am I right about that? Am I reading something?
Well, I definitely like all kind of music. So, I mean, I would say that one of my biggest influences in singing would be Brazilian music, you know, and hearing Elis Regina or, you know, all the great Brazilian melodies and some of those songs that those cats were writing in the 60s and were just like unbelievably difficult songs. I mean, you know, and they had a lot of, talk about intricacies. A lot of intricacies.
Harmonically interesting and
just really, so I really got into that. Maybe that's coming somewhat from that. I'm not sure.
I love that I cannot tell. I mean, I can hear bits of influence. You know, I can hear Monk, obviously, in the first piece you play, but I mean, I cannot really tell your influences. Sometimes I hear almost Randy Newman.
Yeah, well, I like that too.
Oh, good.
I really do. I love Randy Newman.
And Sarah, is it different for you singing like original stuff that is not known so widely, or is it?
Oh, like compared to singing like pop music?
Yeah.
It is and it isn't. I mean, I like to just dive into a song wherever it comes from and get in there and, you know, find out what the lyrics are about. And and I mean, even the challenging stuff, there's intuition, musical intuition there.
Yes.
That's why it's good songwriting. And I think that just spans across genres. I wouldn't necessarily separate it from the other music.
Well, I have to say, it is certainly fun to hear new spins on material that we would all recognize, but then it's also really fun to hear something brand new that I don't know and just let it kind of hit me. I'm really having a blast. I'm having a really good time.
Good.
And I think I'd like to leave it there, unless you guys have something else you'd like to say. Are you doing other performances of this material?
Nothing on the books right now, but we are, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. I do have another gig.
Go
I
for
forgot
it.
all about it.
Tell me.
Yeah, in Evanston at the Prairie Moon.
Prairie Moon. Oh, yeah.
On May 10th.
Yeah,
it's coming
Wednesday.
right up.
Okay.
It's like a week from this Wednesday, coming Wednesday.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
right,
I forgot.
cool.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I
Well,
forgot
good.
about it. I'm a terrible promoter. But we are going into and after that we're going to the studio to record some of the new material.
Oh, great. Good.
So hopefully that'll go well.
Good.
But one of the things I did want to say is getting together with Sarah was really helpful for me, and because I was writing lyrics and I'm a terrible singer. I mean, I can't. I mean, I can sort of like, you know, do it, but I was saying, you know, one of the great values of getting together with her on a regular basis was that I would say, "Is that a singable line?" You know, and she would say, "Yeah, this one's cool, maybe," you know, and so she would kind of give me my homework to like find some way to say that's kind of can, you know, roll off the tongue, because remember we worked on that stuff, and then we cut a lot of lyrics too, just that were just not happening, you know.
Well,
so,
because stuff has to sound, in order for it to be storytelling, it really has to sound conversational on some level, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm having a blast, and I am so delighted you're here, and this fabulous band. I'm having a great time, so I just want to go sit in the audience and enjoy it more.
Okay.
So, Steve Million, Sarah Marie Young, JazzWords.